So if you're new or returning to the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, you're probably new to my channel. So with so much sincerity, I think it's time I introduce you to something near and dear to my heart. It's Update Mondays! Like seriously, these are just as important as the other parts of the video. What's going on with you guys? TheCaliEffect, king of games here. And today has been 13 weeks of kicking rheumatoid arthritis' ass. It's really starting to feel like a routine. Wake up, drink, pull up, drink. Wait, that's not what I'm looking for. But it's pretty much the same. Every single second I've been kicking rheumatoid arthritis' ass, so much that I've even spoke to my RA doctor before a major appointment. So my doctor has actually agreed to give me another blood test, and we took it a couple of days ago. I am extremely excited to see what the results are. Did we kick this thing's ass so hard it put it back into remission? Possibly. We'll have to find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, I guess. As for Sabrina, you guys should already know her surgery went 100% well. She's actually dealing with the back issues that came with her surgery, but don't worry guys. Every time we go somewhere and she needs assistance, I just tell everybody I blew her back out. Yeah, we go there in these videos. It's pretty fun. Another place we are going to go for you beginners is figuring out what decks would be best for you in this particular format. Now, as a person that's so far removed from being a beginner, but talks to beginners on the regular, I think that there's a list of things that you guys are looking for. The first is the deck being relatively budget, though I do urge you guys to play an online simulator with these particular strategies to get familiar with them. I feel that still having a relatively safe budget for a deck when you decide to go buy it, or if you decide to just stronghold and buy it first, should be a priority. The next thing for budget decks is that it needs to teach you something about the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. The rulebook can only do so much, as once you get to actual Yu-Gi-Oh, you realize that rules are meant to be broken, and these strategies not only teach you a specific rule set, they also have something really cool about them themselves that allow you to understand Yu-Gi-Oh just a little bit better. The third thing you are probably looking for a budget player is to actually have a deck that can compete inside of this format and possibly for formats to come. A lot of these decks on this list start off as a budget, but as you start to add more competitive cards to the said strategy, of course the deck becomes more competitive. And then the last thing, the deck has to look cool or be some form of nostalgia, because you know, nostalgia is what sells nowadays, because us 90 babies are getting older. But I'm going off into a tangent. What was I saying again? I'm sorry guys, I need my tapioca now. Us Yogi boomers, we've been through a lot. We've been Teledad days. So without further ado, let's jump on in and talk about these perfect beginner decks that you guys should consider playing. So you guys may have just struck gold with the first strategy I want to talk to you guys about. Visiting the land of Dorado is going to be the outlet strategy. Now, for the people that don't know, the Golden Boy may be expensive and filled with riches, but he's a relatively cheap deck. Outlet the Golden Lord is as low as $3 a copy if you decide to go the gold route, and the most important trap cards to go with it, and Vaquero and Conquistador, just so happen to be $3 as well. The most expensive card for Outlet is going to be Cursed Outlet. This card is $20 a pop. There have actually been Outlet decks to be very successful without it, so you can actually hold off on buying those until a little later if you want to. The thing that's so cool about Outlets is that you can also play this with a ton of other strategies. Decks like Dogmatica, Invoked, Evil Twin, and even Zombies come to mind when it comes to this strategy, making it very malleable. And the thing that you learn about Outlets, well, you learn how to be a little shit. There are different types of players in this Yu-Gi-Oh card game. The people that want to do justice and win games. And then there's the glue-eating Mystic Mind players. You're somewhat in between. You're not gonna get looked at as a glue eater, but you're gonna piss a lot of people off. But in all seriousness, Outlet does teach you how to grind and manage your resources properly. Not activating your trap cards in the graveyard or being able to activate your trap cards on the field is going to separate yourself from being a good Outlet player to a bad Outlet player, and nobody wants to see a bad Outlet player. So maybe chasing the Conquistadors to the land of El Dorado may be a little too much for you. Don't worry, the only reason why I even know the lore is because of Scooby-Doo, but we'll get into that later. Sometimes going into the 7 Trials of Hell just might be your fit. And I gotta tell you guys, for the people that played in 2014, Burning Abyss is still that deck.
Like 20 different Scooby-Doo. Which one?
Mystery Incorporated.
What's the Scooby? Okay.
No, the one that doesn't have Scooby-Doo in its name, ironically. The Burning Abyss strategy has not changed since 2014. Just make Dante Traveler of the Burning Abyss. Except this time, it's no longer $60. This card can be found for as little as $4 a copy. What makes Burning Abyss such a good deck is that its ability to recur. Monsters like Seer and Graph allow you to special summon Burning Abyss monsters when they are sent to the graveyard, and you have a continuous engine between Seer and Dante. It also helps on being able to summon a monster named Utopic Draco Future, which is, Future and Soldier Boy. You can't go wrong. I can't wait for them to make a track, which can still provide you advantage because Dantes are being used as material. A teaching moment for Burning Abyss and new players is that first of all, your deck means nothing. If it's in your deck, it's probably best in the graveyard. The second is how to be able to control the tempo of the game and being able to combo at the right moments. Burning Abyss is a really good strategy for beginners. Moving away from hell into a slice of heaven, if you guys love the GX strategy, well, I have great news for you. Cyber Dragon is not only one of the strongest strategies in Yu-Gi-Oh! It just so happens to be one of my favorite decks and can be relatively cheap. Let's not talk about the expenses though. The Cyber Dragon strategy has not changed. You special summon Cyber Dragon to your side of the field, ladies and gentlemen. Also, if you hate to see some of the powerful boss cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, like Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess and Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, well, Cyber Dragons just so happen to have main deck answers for those. Cards like Chimera Tech Fortress and Rampage Dragon give you an instant out anytime you have a Cyber Dragon monster on the field. It also helps that they have made good Cyber Dragon cards since Cyber Dragon Reflector and I forgot the other guy's name. Cards like Cyber Dragon Core and Cyber Dragon Hertz allow you to get cards to your hand, whether it's Cyber Spell or Trap cards or Cyber Dragon monsters. Now, as stated before, our Cyber Anacondas can be relatively cheap. They can also be fairly expensive. Cards ranging from $2 or $3 to copy, and you can get the same iteration of the card at about $800 a pop. So make sure you go through your collection first to make sure you got those Ultimate Rare Cyber Dragons you're gonna give to me for free, right? Basically, what Cyber Dragon teaches you is how to play an old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck in modern days, and it also introduces you to other types of fusion mechanics, link summoning, and of course Xyz summoning, because one of its best cards is Cyber Dragon Infinity. Moving forward, if you just so happen to have an alter personality from online than the normal like just about everybody it seems, then Altergeist might be the strategy for you. These ghost cybernetic, where was I going with this? Altergeists are a strategy that is centered around Altergeist Multi-Faker being able to summon itself to your side of the field anytime a trap card is activated. And the best thing about Altergeist Multi-Faker is that you can activate counter trap cards like Solemn Strike and still be able to summon her to your side of the field. Though I will admit Altergeist's price has been creeping up because players are starting to realize that this is a really good deck, with Meluseek being the most expensive card. Brace for it, guys. Hold on, it is $5 each. It's still very, very cheap. The deck's cheap. The most expensive card you'll need for the Altergeist strategy would probably have to be a tie between Pot of Extravagance and Infinite Impermanence. Make no mistake, those are cards that you probably would have to pick up anyways if you're getting into this Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. I gotta tell you guys, you're making a big mistake by getting into this card game anyways. Wait, did I say that right? Was I supposed to say that you guys are doing a good job and you're making a smart investment? Oh, you'll learn later. The thing that you'll learn about Altergeist is going to be very similar to Outlich and Burning Abyss. You're going to be taught how to manage your resources, but since the deck is more focused around link summoning, you'll actually be able to learn the mechanics of link summoning and also how to interact with your opponent's cards that can interact with yours. And the last strategy just breathes nostalgia anytime the strategy is said. It's actually one of the best decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you guys decide to buy it for a budget build and then upgrade it, you can have tons of fun. Shadow is one of the best strategies in Yu-Gi-Oh! Specifically because some of the cards are rather powerful. Shadow Fusion is still a $3 spell card that allows you to fusion summon, but from your deck if your opponent pretty much plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Who would have thought in a world where everybody special summons from the extra deck, a card that rewards you for your opponent's special summoning in the extra deck would be so good? summoning some of the most deadliest fusion monsters in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game like Shaddoll Construct, which is an additional Foolish Burial, you Yu-Gi boomers know how good that card is, as well as being able to destroy any monster special summoned, and Shaddoll Winda. The most expensive Shaddoll card is going to be Shaddoll Schism. This card is around $30, but it's expected to be reprinted inside of the 2021 Megatins in October. I think that this deck has a boundless potential, as it is a strategy that can be mixed with cards like Magistus, Invoked, Despia. Basically anything that the shadow touches, it envelops. Oh, I just took a turn for the worse right there. I'm not dolling up this particular strategy, but if you wanted to learn about the different intricacies in fusion summoning, then Shaddoll is definitely the strategy for you. Well, that is all that we have for draining your money on a very useless hobby that won't make a return on investment unless you watch some particular videos that TheCaliEffect puts out. Wait, the person that told you to get in Yu-Gi-Oh didn't tell you that this was a drain on money and doesn't have a return on investment? This isn't stock markets unless you watch TheCaliEffect's Market Watch videos? Oh then, carry on. If you guys want to see more awesome content, be sure to check out these videos, as of course I'll catch you on the next one. I got so much more for beginners to learn. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh, guys.